Stacy Ho, the Hong Kong ambassador for Make Your Mark. And, here with me is my super good friend, Cissy Chan. And let me tell you a bit about her. Cissy Chan is a corporate relocation specialist, and she's been growing this career and her professionalism in this corporate relocation industry for several years. And she's also a Piloxing instructor.
Yeah.
So before we begin, I just wanted to, for those of you who are just tuning into this interview and you're like, what's Make Your Mark? Well, the founder, Yaya, and the co-founder, Andrew, have this true, really passionate belief that women are just like a fountain of resource of stories of strength, stories of overcoming adversity, stories of, inspiration. And what would it take to hear more of these stories? So we're on a mission to give women a platform to express their stories, express their creativity, their passion, to get their voice out there through this platform and make your mark. And, we have a kind of crazy audacious goal that by Christmas 2019, so that's in the next, 19 months, sorry, my math is so bad, 25 months, that we will interview around 1,000 women to get all of your voices out. And Cissy is one of the pioneers here in Hong Kong with me that we'd like to hear her story. So yay, and thank you for sharing your story and your voice.
Thank you for inviting me.
And let's hear about you. So you have this passion for Piloxing, and where were you before?
Yeah,
how'd you come across it?
So it's very interesting because I've never ever thought about being a Piloxing or fitness instructor in my life ever.
You're so good at it.
And I've always been, I always like to dance, like to work out, but I never see it as a passion. In fact, for my whole life, I don't know what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Because I've been told that I wasn't good at this, I wasn't good at that. There's nothing that I'm really good at.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a dabbler. I like to do this, like to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
In fact, my mom, up to today, she still say that to me. And when I think the day that I realized that, hey, I'm actually pretty good at dancing, I'm pretty good at fitness, and when I see that in me, and that's when I say, hey, why not? Yeah, why not do something different? And why not do something that could inspire others? Yeah.
And what do you love about Piloxing? What is Piloxing? This is a new term.
Yeah, so Piloxing is a combination of 45 to 60 minute, no, actually 30 to 60 minute exercise. So it's combination of Pilates, boxing, and there's some dance in it, and depends on the time. If there's enough time, then we'll do floor work like crunches and things like that. Yeah. So actually, how I found Piloxing is because I love Pilates, and I do it as body conditioning, and I always do cardio kickboxing because it's so fun. So when I found Piloxing, it's like, wow, two combined into one. So I was like, perfect.
Yeah, it's like Pilates.
Yeah, so
it's like attending a Pilates class and a kickbox class at the same time.
Yeah, so save time.
Yeah, super efficient lady. Okay, so how about this? There might be someone on the other end, watching this video now. Hi, someone out there who really wants to achieve this audacious, crazy, wildest dream. And what advice would you give to that person watching?
I'd say go for it, and knowing impossible is impossible. So it's kind of like you have to see the possibility, or actually, you have to imagine yourself doing it, and there's no. I don't really know. There's
like you were saying, impossible is impossible.
Yeah.
As in, okay, so there's two ways. Impossible is impossible if you believe it's impossible.
Yeah.
Or do you mean impossible is I'm impossible?
There's nothing impossible.
Okay, there's nothing impossible.
Yeah, and for me, right? The moment that I said, oh, I want to be a Piloxing instructor, I cut down all the no's in my head. Yeah, just go for it. Just don't think. because there's always little voice in our head that tells us, oh, you're not good enough, or maybe later on, you're too old, you're too young, you're not fit enough. Like, there's so many little voices. So when the moment I decided I want to be an instructor, I want to bring this to the world, that's when I said, I don't care. It's either myself, my family, anyone in my life. I'm just going to do it.
And it's interesting because, like, I mean, we're super good friends. Like, we're like business partners, best friends, stuff like this. So I know, I'm so grateful to know Cissy more. And you were sharing that, you know, when you were growing up, you were a bit more shy.
Yes.
And you weren't really sure, or you never really embraced you with sports, and you were competitive, and you never went.
Yeah. So it's just funny that I don't know, maybe someone has told me that I'm not good in sport, or maybe because our family, none of my families are in sports. So as growing up as a kid, in like elementary school, I actually got like gold medals or second in or swimming in like sports school or competition.
Yeah.
But I never thought that, hey, I'm good. I'm just saying that, oh man, like, you know, that's just it. So I never really put any thought in it. And I guess it's also because when I bring the gold medal home, and then my mom was like, didn't praise me or anything. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, I guess that's life. You know, like I didn't know that it was actually an achievement, even just throwing beanbag or you know, doing no, I thought it was just, oh, I'm just having fun and play. Yeah.
And also, like, my understanding is piloxing requires so much energy, not only physical energy, but like the ability to really just like bring up the energy in the room. Like, how do you do that? How do you tap into that? Or what's the secret behind that?
I used to think that I'm a really low energy person. And I think that was because I thought I'm a shy person for my whole life. And so if I tell myself I'm a shy person, then I'll never initiate a conversation or just be big. I'm always like contracting. Even my body language was like this at that time. And I was so believed in what I tell myself or what I told myself I was, then my life was like that. So everything is very low energy, mundane, you know. And one day I just tell myself, you know what? I just feel like I'm dying inside and I really need to change. I've been trying to read lots of books, spiritual, like do a lot of spiritual work, but there's still something. It's almost like just reading book just to cover what I'm feeling inside. And I think I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna raise my standard on my life, and I don't care. I think the most important is like you don't really.
I don't care.
I don't care about like what everyone else said. I know who I am. And I think knowing who I am, and I realized that no, I'm actually not a low energy person. I'm actually very active, and that's why I'm really good. That's why I love jumping. I love like laughing out loud. Like I love to express myself. And when the moment that I tell myself, no, I'm actually a high energy person, then that's who I become. So it's really about the story that we tell ourselves.
And like, how about, what was your greatest hurdle in finding out that, or like could you share with us a hurdle you've had and how you overcame that, and what wisdom you'd like to impart to the biggest viewers?
Hurdle, it's definitely myself.
Okay, that's interesting.
Myself.
Cissy Chan.
And my mind, but I used to think that it's everyone else.
So
I used to think that it's my parent, my boyfriend, my school that stops me from being who I am. And I think one very, very important thing that I realized is the things that I've been thinking in my mind it's not mine. It's not by choice.
Mm-hmm.
So my thinking pattern has just been what people have told me,
Mm-hmm.
and what my parent or the school system has told me. That's my thinking pattern. And the minute that I realized, no, actually, I have a choice to think who I am, to think how I see this world, and that's when everything has changed.
What was the thinking pattern that you let go of that helped you have that breakthrough?
It's every little detail. It's just very little things.
Mm-hmm.
About complaining.
Yeah.
Like, I used to complain. I thought I'm not a complain person. Like, no, but it's all in my mind. You know, someone was driving in front of me. I'm like, oh my God, this person's driving too slow. Come on, like, you know.
Hurry up!
And if I flip, I realize if everything happened in my life, it's based on how I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have to change what I think.
Yeah.
And my world would change. And it's also that it's
like,
you have to do it. It's
Yeah.
constant, because
Yeah.
our mind is actually patterned to
Yeah.
wire a certain way.
Yeah.
So you need to so I had to repattern it. Just keep on thinking and being aware of my own thought, being aware of what I was actually thinking. I used to think that everyone is trying to get me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this world is harsh.
Yeah.
Everyone is trying to criticize me, but I was the one actually who's criticizing people.
Yeah.
And I was the biggest criticizer of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you shared that recently you had like a breakthrough with your relationship with your parents.
Yes.
What was, and you saw your parents in a different light?
Yeah. I used to look at the things that, oh, they're so annoying. They're so negative.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad only do this, my mom only do that. They never gave me love as a kid. But I now see it differently. They did give me love, but they gave me love the way that they show
that they do it.
So I know I can never change them.
Yeah.
But it's also knowing that it's not staying in the past and embracing who they are. And then I see the other side of them, and I'm so grateful to have them as my parent.
Yeah.
And have the DNA, and they're actually pretty cool. and I pick up a lot of good things from them.
Yeah, you got business mind from your dad.
Yeah.
And you got like amazing stuff from your ma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So what is that wisdom? Is the wisdom that you want to share to others just like you're the only one stopping you?
Yes.
Yeah, you're the only one stopping you.
Definitely. And the mindset is actually very important. Thought itself is, I would say, the most important thing. Of course, like spiritual and body, it's important as well.
Yeah.
But everything stems from just the thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Thoughts.
Yeah.
And how about this? Like, what is your biggest aspiration, and how do you target to achieve it?
So, because I realized I've done so much other things that didn't work, and thought, once I changed my thought, and everything just, oh wow, my whole life has changed.
Yeah.
So me and Stacy we're doing this app.
Yeah.
In Cantonese and in Mandarin.
Yeah.
That like kind of like a positive app that has affirmation in it.
Yeah.
So I realized that there are a lot of English apps which has helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think we Chinese would need this.
Yeah. Like my Chinese is not very good. Was like, like, ahoy single.
Yeah, it's more like also using the app to bring positivity.
Yes, and like we are in Hong Kong, and I'm so passionate about it, and it's about getting energy up, and doing that. It's really cool. And let's say, like, if someone were to ask you, how would you transform this world? how would you do that?
How would I transform this world? I think, first of all, I have to be the person first.
Yeah.
And if I cannot, say, walk the talk.
Yeah.
So if I cannot walk the talk, then I
Yeah.
cannot change other people.
Okay.
So, and it's also maybe one person at a time.
Yeah, one person at a time. Awesome. So is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just, I think one thing is, like, what story are you telling?
Say more.
And who you are. I think that one is really important. Who do you think you are? And really look in it. Are you really being you? Or are you being the one that you think you are? Yeah, and you can always choose.
Like what? Can you give an example? What do you mean by like, what's your story or?
My story was that I was a shy person.
Okay.
You know, like I didn't get love from my parents.
Yeah.
I was in a school system that's killing. That not letting kids to express themselves. So that's the story that I had.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then when you're not your story.
When I'm not my story, then I can be who I am. And when I'm in touch with maybe my soul or the person that I really am inside, and that's when my passion, my energy, my love of life comes out. Yeah.
Vibrates. So yay. I'm so proud of you. I'm also so excited and looking forward to your class. We're going to do that soon. So, if you love what you heard and you'd like to hear from Cissy more, just press replay. Go back to the replay button and watch it again. But also you have an Instagram. Right?
Yes.
Instagram, right, is what?
It's it's MSCCCHAN. So Miss Cissy Chan.
MSC. Okay,
C.
which can be on the bottom below, by the way. But like MS Cissy Chan. MSCC Chan. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you like this video and you like to hear more of the interviews, please click like and subscribe below. And we're going to just, if you're someone who has a story and you like to vocalize that and get your message out, please also contact us too. So thanks so much for watching. And have a wonderful day.
Yay.
Chat soon. Bye. Ciao.
Can I give a story? Because
Okay.
Okay.
So do you need to?
I want to talk about.
Think about your
I want
thoughts?
to talk about the story.
Yes,
Like
I
he
like
was
that
like
one. Yes.